So we are all aware there's going to be a brand new Superman movie coming out called Man of Tomorrow, which comes out in July next year. They're actually filming the film as we speak. There's some footage out there of Dave Corsair, who plays Superman, hovering in the air by a harness and holding something. Because my guess in context, Superman is hovering while putting something against, or like holding something into the air, like, you know, something on those lines. But we don't know what, because it'll be, of course, included and excluded with CGI, and that. But there's two things a lot of people are looking forward to. One is Brainiac, which is a villain that even I am like, why haven't we done Brainiac? We keep going through Zod and all that. I get Superman's a hard character when it comes to action, because like he's that powerful to the point you start questioning like who can he fight, like who can take, you know, what's a physical challenge for Superman, knowing he can just do this for a lot of them. So you just go through, you know, cycle the same villains over and over again. You just do Zod. I mean, they did Doomsday for Batman and Superman, so that there's a little bit of difference there. But and also I always realize that like characters like Brainiac and Darkseid, they're more like DC villains than a civic villain. It's not like, you know, Batman with like, oh, there's the Joker and there's Riddler and Two-Face and Poison Ivy. It's not like there's those army of villains, but, you know, that you can say, oh, those are Batman villains. Superman villains kind of fall into like DC villains, as in like when Darkseid shows up, everyone else is showing up. Like the entire Justice League, every DC hero is showing up to fight some parademons and Darkseid himself. So I get the concept of it. It's a challenge. It's a real challenge, but it is still a question like why are we having a Brainiac? And Superman 3 does not count. Superman 3 does not count, but it is that weird thing of why have never had a big screen version of Brainiac, even though we're this close. I think that's the thing. We're getting this close to getting, you know, beginning them. Like, you know, the Tim Burton, Nicolas Cage Superman film, Brainiac was in it. I think there was like Man of Steel 2, of like where all the other versions of like what a Man of Steel sequel was going to be, was going to have Brainiac in it as well. So, you know, we have always been on the edge of getting him, but we haven't fully got Brainiac in there. But when it comes to and the other thing we are looking forward to is Lex Luthor in his mech suit. Now, we have seen Lex Luthor in his mech suit before, in live action, but mainly on TV, on shows like Supergirl and Lois. So, but, you know, we haven't seen that once again on the big screen. So it's kind of like, oh, what's it going to look like, all that kind of stuff. Now, for comic book context, let's have a look here. Sometimes this suit looks very bulky, as you may say. This suit looks very, very bulky. This is from like, what, 2006? This is like from Superman Batman, because as if gay, this is when like he was president. I'm not going to have a comment there about, you know, how it parallels maybe to the real world. And then here's something a little bit modern. I think this is from the New 52. Yep, New 52, because Wonder Woman wearing the silver and red. So this is, and the version I always think of the mech suit is kind of like a weird blend of the both. Mainly the one that you see in the thumbnail of this video is the version I think of the mech suit personally for me. But when it comes to the curiosity of what this suit looks like in live action, or what the Man Tomorrow or the DCU version of this mech suit, as I actually pressed before, it looks like this. Now, I know a lot of people, because, as if a gay, he, in the comics, he doesn't wear a dome on his head, right? And a lot of people will be like, what the hell's with the dome? Because the rest of it looks fine. And someone spotted that's the, in the center is the Argus symbol. Of course, Argus is, one by Mega Waller, and, one by Mega Waller, and of course Suicide Squad, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, this looks like a cool mech suit. You got the purple, you got the kind of thing, there's a lot of purple, a lot of green, like, it looks good, right? The dome, I won't lie. Yeah, I was like, really? I mean, a lot of people are calling this like Lex Buzz Year, like it because he looks like Buzz Lightyear with the dome. Um, you Swain's little man. I'm Lex Lightyear from Star Command. Anyway, that'll be funny as shit. Um, but what I will think with this image is this is what it looks like at the beginning. And then some point, maybe a fight with Superman, a fight with Brainiac, that dome gets broken, and then you have the domeless version, and so it's like, yeah, you'll get the comic book look, but this is what it will start as, and stuff on start as. So yeah, and also my guess is a way to get a little bit of the yellow in there as well. Um, but I'm like, this looks like a pretty standard version of the suit, like I think this is a head to toe. Yeah, look, it's on sand. It looks like maybe a demonstration, kind of like, hey, you want to test out? Hey, Lex, you want to test out this suit? So it seems to be one of those situations. So once again, I think the dome will get broken, and he just wears it. A joy, and it could be like more of an action thing. Like he wears the dome when he fight when he fights someone, but when he's hanging around having a conversation, he'll unleash break it or something. Some people think this is the suit of um uh was it the Barbaria, or the hammer of Barbaria, from the first movie, and they just kind of like repainted and reshuffled it. But the interesting thing about this suit is it's all practical, and it's movable and flexible and all that kind of stuff. So it's quite interesting. Interesting because I remember, like, this is kind of like seeing an Iron Man suit, right? And knowing this is all practical, and Nicholas Hoult is actually wearing this suit on set, walking around with it. It probably takes less time than it is to make him blue, him being Beast from X-Men, but he. I'm just saying that because I remember the first Iron Man movie that the whole every suit was practical. And then two onwards they went like, let's do half CGI, full CGI, and then like probably by Infinity War and Endgame it's all fully CGI, unless it's a scene where um you know Tony Stark's face appears when you have a maskless version. But yeah, I mean, look, this is a good suit. I think it looks pretty good. Looks pretty decent, and yeah. And look, I'm first and first, I'm curious what comes out of 2028. That's the thing, right? Like I think what it is, like, as much as like, yeah, cool, we're getting Batman Part 2 and Man Tomorrow, Mr. Miracle, and Queen's Mando Season 2, all that kind of stuff. I am like this eager guy who's like what's coming out in 2028? And it sounds like we're slowly getting it. My guess, Comic Con they'll announce it. Announce the release dates of 2028. Because they got lanterns, they got Clayface to talk about as well. So they'll be there at Comic Con, even though Marvel will be there as well, taking the full show. And look, there's a lot of rumors about Man Tomorrow, about like a certain Amazon. Basically, there's rumors that Wonder Woman is it. Like, we got Maxima, which is was it Bajona is playing Maxima, but then there's this other woman and this other actress who was up for the wall, posting videos of her doing fight training and her doing like, I'm having all the strength, like all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people think she's the new Wonder Woman, she's the new Diana. But then so we don't know what's going to happen with this universe, because like we got this Paramount elevated the womb, and that, so you got all that situation going around. But even though like it feels like every month there's something that comes up about Paramount that is like, yeah, I feel why every day I feel like this thing's not gonna happen. I feel like everyone's just like relaxing until otherwise, like this still might not actually happen. Maybe everyone at least has 12 months. Maybe this Paramount gets it in like 2028 or something. Anyway, uh, comment below what you think of this mech suit. Make your thoughts known.